Thank you, Mr. Jude Ugwu, for joining us. Today, we're speaking with the leader of the transformation. The transformation is a socio-political movement that is, set up to unite people of different, position on the political scene. But I will just keep it short, and we'll hear from Mr. Jude Ugwu himself. Thanks for coming on to Living with Icons. So I'd like to, thank you.
Thank you, Charles, for inviting me to your program, Living with Icons.
Thank you.
I am happy to be on this program, which I understand is a new program, and delighted, absolutely delighted to be among the first interviewees you're having on this program. Well, as you have said, I am the leader of the transformation, the founder as well. And the transformation is purely a political movement. And it is born out of the vision that Nigeria needs to do greater than it is currently doing. Nigeria over time, since 1960, has been deteriorating and has now got to a point that it is bulging at the seams. The threads that hold Nigeria together are very tenuous now, that if we don't do something now to reverse the trend in Nigeria, it's going to be catastrophic for ourselves and for our children. And that is why, based on a vision for a greater Nigeria, for a better Nigeria, I have written the Green Manifesto, which provides the anchor for the transformation. So the Green Manifesto is a policy document which contains 104 policies and programs that have been carefully designed, chosen to transform Nigeria from its current state of failing into a great, modern and prosperous nation, centered on justice, law, and order. And based on this vision, we formed the transformation as a vehicle to achieve our objective. The transformation exists now as a political movement, but it's going to become a political party soonest. And we're going to build it, raise an army of decent, honest Nigerians who are passionate about a new Nigeria to take the power through a democratic means and transform Nigeria based on the policies and programs in the Green Manifesto. So this is a brief introduction to transformation and our trajectory and what we hope to become in the nearest future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think that's very, very informative. I'd like to know, the audience would like to know, you've given us a brief information about your organization. When was your organization formed? And at the moment, what's your membership strength?
The organization was formed, well, it was a gradual process. The Green Manifesto was written first quarter of 2018, and then went into print 2019, late 2019. And once it went into print, I reached out to friends and gave them a copy of the Green Manifesto to read and give me feedback on the Green Manifesto and what the vision therein was. And every person that read a copy of the Green Manifesto came back with absolute rave review of the manifesto. And that gave me confidence that I was on the right track. So based on that, I expanded my networking to more colleagues and pulled people in. So early 2020, we got together and started having a very small caucus meeting on how we could take the transformation to the public. And we continued on that journey until about June 2020, when we decided to launch amidst the pandemic in a very soft manner by putting out messages on the social media to try and make ourselves publicly known. So I would say that the transformation effectively launched in June 2020 through the social media. We have been severely hampered in our programs by the pandemic because we have not been able to do most of the physical activities we had initially planned. at least here in the United Kingdom and most parts of the diaspora. But we are growing in Nigeria. Our presence is becoming stronger, and people in Nigeria have started to have physical meetings, and we are hoping for a big rally later this year.
Thank you so much for that. So you've spoken about the transformation, how you started, and you spoke about the Green Manifesto. Could you give us just a brief summary of what the Green Manifesto is all about? For someone who hasn't seen the Green Manifesto, what is in the Green Manifesto? Because what we're trying to do is to get the audience to get to know your organization. Could you give us a brief summary of what it contains and where to find it?
Yeah, the Green Manifesto, you're right. The Green Manifesto is quite a hefty document, and it is a policy document at that. But in summary, it is a template for a new Nigeria. And when I say template, I mean literally the word template, because there are so many people who have varying ideas, varying visions of how Nigeria should go, whether Nigeria should be divided into many sub-nations, whether Nigeria should be restructured in one way or the other, whether Nigeria should have state police and local police. So many ideas floating about Nigeria, but there has not been a comprehensive, coherent formulation of policy of what a new Nigeria should look like. So the attempt of the Green Manifesto is to provide a reference point, a baseline of what a new Nigeria should look like in terms of the structure of government we should have, in terms of the structure of security systems we should have, in terms of how we are going to deal with the massive deficit in infrastructure in Nigeria, in terms of how we are going to deal with the socio-political issues in Nigeria, in terms of how we're going to reform the failing financial institutions in Nigeria, in terms of how we're going to reform and grow the private sector in Nigeria, provide the necessary jobs for our youths and our own generations and upcoming generations. So the transformation really, as I said, is a template for everything that needs to be done to transform Nigeria. It has not left one thing untouched in its scope and ambition. So the transformation provides the totality of how Nigeria should be reformed and transformed into a functioning nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And where can people find details of the Green Manifesto?
The Green Manifesto can be downloaded free of charge from the website of the transformation, which is www.thetransformation.ng. A PDF copy of the Green Manifesto is there, and people can as well register to the transformation on the same website. If you go on the website, you will see a form, click to join. If you click there and fill out your information, it will transmit to our database, and we will see your information. And we can add you to one of our numerous platforms, social media platforms that currently exist, be it WhatsApp or Telegram or Facebook or those wonderful media that are out there that we currently operate. We have tens of thousands of members currently, and we're growing quite rapidly. I think most Nigerians now have a genuine desire to see Nigeria, which has catastrophically failed us, be transformed, to provide these opportunities that we have missed over time. And it's heartwarming, the response that people have given to the transformation so far, because they see the genuine drive and passion behind the transformation, especially looking at the content of the Green Manifesto, which they can easily recognize as providing a beacon for what a new Nigeria should be.
Thank you so much for that. And that brings me to the next question. In terms of your membership, where have these people based, and what are the age range of people who are part of the transformation? Because like you said, it's a movement, a political movement, and you spoke about your presence on the social media. Are these younger folks, or there's no range, and where are they based generally?
Membership of the transformation currently is global. The transformation started here in the UK, but we have grown to have membership all across the world, in North America, in Asia, in Europe, wider Europe, in Africa outside Nigeria, and indeed, of course, in Nigeria itself. In Nigeria, membership currently is spread across all states, all regions, most local governments in Nigeria currently. And what we have seen is this passion is not really limited to the youth. Obviously, there is a preponderance of youths on social media, but we also have very advanced people. No, I won't say old people, but people who are more advanced in age, 60 something, 70 years. People who are members and are equally dedicated to the vision of the transformation as the youths. So I think people are just tired of the same old politics in Nigeria, which has bred death and despondence, and are actually genuinely looking for something that is a fresh of breath, something that would genuinely transform Nigeria. So we have membership across board, and obviously having the youth, the passion and the energy and enthusiasm of the youth is something that's a positive, but we also encourage people of all age range, as long as you're old enough, to participate in the electoral process, to please, see it as an opportunity, to genuinely and decisively make a push for a new Nigeria. We don't want to discriminate against anyone, because we're all part and parcel of Nigeria, and we're all partners in the progress and the future of Nigeria, really. Even if you're 80 years, you're 90 years, you still have children and grandchildren who are, impacted by the state of the country. So you have a role to play, making sure that you are leaving a legacy of a better country for your children and for your grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and of course, future generations, really.
Thank you for that response. Now, the reason I asked you that question is because, as you know, I'm from Nigeria myself, and everyone knows Nigeria is a complex society in terms of the political structure. Now, you started this organization right here in the UK, and you have membership across the world. And how are you planning to get into the political system in Nigeria, operating an organization like this from the UK? Do you have a local base?
Well, thanks for that question, because it's come up every now and again, but we try to clarify the question when asked, because initially we existed, of course, in the UK, because we founded it in the UK, but then quickly grew to other parts of the country. And people in Nigeria, have kind of felt, you are based in the diaspora. This doesn't translate to on-the-ground presence. But, thanks, to our recent growth in Nigeria, that kind of a worry and perception has kind of diminished, because currently in Nigeria, we are trying to register as a political party. And because of that, we have created a party structure firmly on ground in Nigeria, with a chairman currently appointed, national chairman currently appointed, national secretary appointed, members of the board of trustees, mostly based in Nigeria, being constituted at the moment. All state executives and local government executives are currently being constituted as we speak. 40% of that has been done already, but we are growing at lightning speed, really. So we hope that by the end of this month, we would have constituted all the executives at all levels in Nigeria. So, the presence in Nigeria is firmly on ground. We are a diverse organization, both based in the diaspora and in Nigeria. We don't want to limit it, to just this feeling of a dichotomy. It's either you're in Nigeria or you're in diaspora. So obviously, Nigerians in diaspora have direct impact of what happens in Nigeria, so do people in Nigeria. So these organizations should reflect, that diversity of Nigerians, both those based in Nigeria and those based in the diaspora. We should all have an equal and rightfully so, an important stake in the transformation and the good of Nigeria.
Thank you for that response, because I know people want to know. There's been organizations over in the past few years that started in different parts of the world with a similar vision, but somewhere along the line, they sort of just went out of the frame because they don't have that strong local presence. Even when the people outside of Nigeria are, taking note of their activities and they're seeing the impact they're making. But when it comes to where things are actually happening, which is in Nigeria, they don't have the presence there. And that sort of affected their operations. And at the end of the day, some of those organizations are no more. So what would you say is different about what you're providing right now? Because people want to know, is this going to be like the ones we've had before? What do you think? What makes you different?
Simply, Charles, what makes us different really is the uniqueness of the organization, and that uniqueness derives from the Green Manifesto that we have. We are not just like any other political movement. We are an organization that is founded on a vision, and that vision has been translated into something concrete, into something you can pick up and read and see what we are talking about. I don't believe that other organizations have the kind of vision we have articulated. No political party, I dare say, even in Nigeria and probably even in Africa, has the kind of manifesto we have. Political organizations, tend to just put together a political manifesto for the sake of it, something that just serves the purpose of an election. But the Green Manifesto is not just for the purpose of an election. The Green Manifesto provides a template for the transformation, for the reformation, for the total overhaul of Nigeria. And that provides us a uniqueness. And that's not something that took a day to write. It was something that was based on inspiration, based on vision, based on passion. So if you read the Green Manifesto, you will understand that the people behind the transformation are not just rabble-rousers. These are people who understand what they are doing, understand where they are going, and there is an actual passion and vision, driving what they are doing. So we are firmly on ground, as I said, about to become a political party. And that takes tenacity, that takes vision, it takes hard work, to try and transform yourself from a political organization to a political party. So it makes us, unique in such a way that we are trying to build something that is based purely on vision and ideology, which has not happened in Nigeria, in Nigeria before. I can tell you that because except of course during the First Republic, when there was ideology and vision which led to Nigerian independence. But since then, something of the nature of what we're trying to do has not happened again, because political organizations and political parties have tended to respond to political vacuum created by military exit from power. But what we're trying to do now is to sit down back and look at the country, look at where we want to go to, and articulate that into a vision, into an ideology, and use that ideology to build a political party. And that's what we are doing. And I'm so grateful and so thankful that people have started to believe that something like that can actually come from Nigerians and has the capacity to transform Nigeria. And they are seeing that, and they are believing, and they are working hard at it. I'm proud of so many members of the transformation that invest their time freely into the transformation, spending enormous amounts of time and their own resources to try and grow up the transformation. I wouldn't have believed that Nigerian youths, Nigerians of of all ages, adult ages, can actually invest so much time and passion into growing something that they don't feel will give them, quick wins, in terms of money. We're not paying anyone, but people are making out their time, making out effort, spending their own money to grow the transformation, which I'm really proud of. And, I can't thank them enough for what they are doing.
Thank you so much for that response. It's refreshing to know that the enthusiasm and desire to work with the transformation is growing by the day. It's good to know. The next question I want to ask you: historically, organizations like the transformation, because of what you're trying to grow into, what you're trying to become, and looking at the roadmap of your plans, you would agree with me that carrying out what you're doing requires a huge resources. That's not to say that you cannot actualize your dream. You cannot actualize the goal of the transformation through the support of people who are part of the movement. We've seen that happen in the United States when President Barack Obama was to get into office. He has very, very, tiny donors who put in $5, $10 here and there in their millions. And before you know it, it all amounted to something. My question to you is, how do you plan to fund or finance your operations going forward?
What you have just described about Obama phenomenon is what we're trying to replicate here in Nigeria, not just because we are copying what Obama did, but because we believe it is a model that can work for us. What we are doing is we have people who are contributing freely to the cause of the transformation. Now we are in the tens of thousands and growing. And we want to get to the millions of people because, if you look at Nigerian electorate strength, we up to 80, 90 million registered voters. So what we tend to do is, because we have this uniqueness, that the Green Manifesto gives us, people genuinely believe that this is an organization that can actually transform Nigeria and provide the much needed hope that Nigeria has lost. And because they have that belief, you see people contributing, 500 naira, 1,000 naira, 2,000, 100,000, depending on their strength and earning power, to see that this vision that we collectively share in the transformation is brought to fruition, because they believe that we are not just political jobbers, looking to come into Nigeria to raise money to enrich ourselves. They look at the Green Manifesto, they look at the caliber of people behind the Green Manifesto, they look at the integrity that they have exhibited in the running of the transformation. And they say, look, these are not people, who are coming to scam us and, generate money and use it, for their own good. These are people who actually believe in Nigeria, and, we are going to support them to make sure that, we all have, a part to play in this. Let us support them to make sure that the transformation achieves its objective. They chip in 1,500, and it's these tiny drops actually make the difference and become an ocean. And then we are going to acquire that financial resource that we need to achieve our objectives in terms of running political offices and running campaigns. But crucially for us, though, we are not going to do things in the usual way that politicians do in Nigeria, and because politicians wait until during election campaigns and they start to dish out money and goods to electorate to try and sway votes in their favor. We are not going to do any of that. We are going to rely on just publicity campaigns, talking about who we are and what we intend to do for Nigeria. And people believe in us. So we're not going to spend as much money as normal politicians do in Nigeria. And crucially, we are going to leverage on innovative and creative ways of making our presence known, which obviously the social media is a huge part of. So we're already, banking on that and doing wonderfully well using the social media. And that's going to even get better as, we get closer to elections in 2023 and beyond. Because for us, really, 2023 is the first milestone. We want to win elections decisively in 2023. But, Nigeria needs a lot of consistent, policies and consistent a push to try and transform the country. If you can see, the deterioration in the country, you would see that, if winning elections in 2023 is not just enough. We need to have a complete reorientation of the country, and that's going to start, with our victory in 2023 by God's grace.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ugwu, for that explanation there. My next question would be, looking at Nigeria as a country that is very, very entrenched in tribal politics. We have different regions who tend to, move with certain candidates and certain political party. You notice in Nigeria, there are so many political parties, and a lot of them are tied to certain geopolitical, region, states. And so my question would be, what is your organization doing to bridge that gap, to ensure that you don't get embroiled in the tribal politics? Because that is one of the bane of development in Nigeria. So what are you planning to do to make sure that's not the faith of the transformation?
Well, I mean, we've set it out clearly. If you read the Green Manifesto, the first section of the Green Manifesto outlines the national creeds. And these national creeds are things that we hold sacred, things we hold sacrosanct in the country. We've said, for Nigeria to properly function, we need to try and build a nation that protects the interest of every Nigerian, regardless of where you are born or what language you speak or what religion you profess. So that starts with the Green, the national creeds in the Green Manifesto. But on top of that, we are taking a very decisive step to avoid anything that has the coloration of ethnicity or religion in our public utterances and in our thinking and in our vision. We want Nigeria to function. Obviously, we can't deny the identities of Nigerians, because Nigerians, have come from a background of different ethnicities. This is something that, as Nigerians, we should all be proud of, having these cultural identities and backgrounds. But at a national level, we envision in Nigeria where there is a level playing field for all these different ethnicities and cultures to kind of harmonize and have a distinct feeling, a distinct and common feeling cut across all the religious and ethnic groups of Nigeria, of nationalism, something that they can be proud of. They can look at that and say, even though I am a thief, even though I am an Ishekiri, even though I'm a Kanuri, this nation, there is an umbrella that I exist under, and that umbrella is enough to protect me, protect my interest, protect my ambitions as a Nigerian. So we want to develop a national loyalty among all tribal groups in Nigeria, among all religious groups in Nigeria, so that regardless of where you're coming from, you have that feeling and that pride that Nigeria is able to protect your interests. So once we achieve that, we believe that the feeling of tribalism and nepotism is going to be a thing of the past. And of course, there's going to be a decisive measure to make sure that there's no practice of tribalism or nepotism in public offices and even private enterprises. Things are going to be henceforth done on merit. If there is a systemic disadvantage of any ethnic group, then the government is going to take a decisive step to try and address that disadvantage so that that group can become competitive with the rest of the society. But no, not that people should be treated differently based on the religion they profess or where they have come from. That is going to be a thing of the past, and that is not what we are bringing to the transformation. It's going to stop by God's grace.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ugwu. I can see you are very, very passionate about the transformation. I can see you have quite a lot to say about what your movement is about. You have done your homework, certainly. But one thing I'd like to say to you is, for someone, a young Nigerian or someone out there who is watching this program and thinking, how can I be part of this? How can I be part of this movement? What would you say to them? How can they be part of what you're doing?
Well, I mean, it is simple and easy. You just go on the website, www.thetransformation.ng. And I'll say it again, www.thetransformation as one word, .ng. Go on the website, download the Green Manifesto and read it. That will give you a clear idea of where we are going. And then if you like what you see, please register on the website. There is a form there. Click on join and enter your details. It will come through to our database. And then we have an admin person who will pick up your data and add you to our platform, maybe WhatsApp or Telegram, or add you to a social media handle, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We also have a YouTube channel. You will find it on the website. And once you're added, you can begin to play your own role as a transformer of Nigeria, as an ambassador of the transformation. We want every Nigerian who has suffered, the consequence of bad leadership we've had in Nigeria over the past years, to just see this as a decisive opportunity, really, that we should all embrace to try and make Nigeria a better country for all of us. I keep telling people, no nation comes packaged, like a pack of sandwich. Nations come with different challenges, but it is up to leaders, visionary leaders, to build a nation that they want to see, to build a nation that represents their interest. So this is an opportunity for us as Nigerians to build a nation that will serve the interests of our own generation, the interests of upcoming generations. Certainly, no one that is alive in Nigeria likes even those who are currently in politics. They are stealing billions of Nigeria, but they are not safe. They want a safe environment. They want facilities. They want better things. That is why they run to developed countries to enjoy moments of reprieve and enjoy moments of peace. So we want to make sure that we have as good environment in Nigeria as they have in developed economies, or even better. This is an opportunity for Africa, for Nigeria to take its own destiny in its hands and just make Nigerians and Africans proud, because we can do it. There's no special endowments that developed countries have that we do not have. What we have suffered from is lack of leadership. And if we take this opportunity to make Nigeria a better place, I'm sure we will all be proud of it, and our children will remember us for the efforts that we have made for them, because they will grow up, into a society that respects and provides their needs. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just before we round up this section, I know time is fast spent. I know you're a practicing engineer by trade, by profession. And I also know, as the transformation is growing, you're a family man. That would take a lot out of you. How do you find time to relax and balance work and family life?
Well, I mean, it's been difficult, really, to be honest with you, because the transformation has taken all my breath away, really. It's has kind of exploded in growth, and it's been difficult to manage, really, as you said, a family man and a full-time staff as well for an employer. But we have decided to devolve responsibilities to other people. So as I said, we are now forming a political party and we are filling up roles for that political party. So this kind of gives other people the responsibility to perform roles within the organization and not just myself. So that makes it a little more manageable. So I will kind of maintain strategic view of the organization and not get involved in the day-to-day running of the organization, which kind of gives me more time to focus. But it's been a difficult time since the past year because we've been in full lockdown for the past year. So in terms of exercise, it's something that I'm missing terribly. So I'm looking forward really to the relaxation of the lockdown so that I can go out and play football again and try and enjoy myself. So looking forward to that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jude Ugwu. The audience will be speaking to Mr. Jude Ugwu, the leader of the transformation. I believe you've been educated on what the transformation is about, their operations, their goals and vision. I hope we'll be able to get you back on some other time to speak to the audience. We'll be following your activity just to see how you're getting on. And I want to appreciate you for coming on to Living with Icons. And thank you so much for your time. And we'll be in touch again. And hope everything goes as planned for your organization. Wish you the very best.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.